Hi, Coach Liza here. I was getting ready to send off a foam rolling video and I can't find any good ones on YouTube. So I'm going to make one myself at 8:42 p.m. I would do this after I use the lower cross ball on my feet, my pecs, my upper back, and my glutes, calves too, depending on how sore they are. Basically, foam rolling is to soften up the tissue. We're going to get rid of any lactic acid from old workouts, and we're just going to improve blood flow throughout the entire body. I'm going to start with the backs of my legs. I'm going to work myself all the way up, and then I'm going to flip over. So starting with calves, the golden rule is 10 rolls, 10 full passes, and we're always going to go joint to joint. So from my ankle to my knee is going to be that first section. I can also cross one ankle over to get a little bit more weight into that muscle, and then I'm going to rotate my toes from right to left to make sure I hit every part of that muscle. This is an abbreviated session, but I would spend a little bit more time on my calves, especially because today they're really sore. From there, I'm going to go hamstring. So from my knee to my hip. And again, I'm going to try and get more weight into one leg. It's just a little bit more effective. It does take a little bit of skill and practice, which you wouldn't think foam rolling does, but it's true. So until then, you might be doing both at the same time. And it does get easier. From there, I'm going to go to my glutes. So I'm going to sit on the foam roller, and I'm going to sit on one cheek to start. If I'm on my right cheek, I'm going to bring my right ankle up over my left knee, so I'm externally rotating the hip that I'm rolling. From there, I'm going to roll the whole cheek and look for any what we call hot spots. If you ever find a hot spot where you're more sore than another spot, that's where you're going to spend a little bit more time digging out. Same thing on the other cheek. And like I said, today I am moving quickly through. When you do it on your own, you'll spend a little bit more time on each section. From there, we're going to go upper back, starting at the base of my rib cage. I don't want to go any lower than that. I'm going to either give myself a hug or I'm going to have my hands behind my head, but I want to have my elbows forward so that I'm opening up my shoulder blades. From there, I'm going to pick up my hips. I'm going to roll to the top of my shoulders and back to the bottom of my rib cage. I'm going to get a couple passes on my right shoulder blade and on my left. From there, I'm actually going to plant my hips and I'm going to put in a thoracic extension mobility drill because I'm already on my roller. So I'm going to start with the foam roller at the base of my rib cage. This time my elbows are going to be wide and I'm going to reach my head back. And again, I would hold for longer, 5 or 10 breaths. Then I'm going to scooch forward. Again, 5 or 10 breaths. Reaching back. And then one more, a little bit higher on my shoulders. Extending back. From there, I'm going to roll my lats. My lats cover my shoulder blades, and they actually run all the way down my rib cage. And for here, I'm not going to roll the roller. I'm going to roll my body. So I'm going to find a spot right about your bra line. And I'm going to move myself forward and backwards over the roller. This arm should be off the ground. If it really hurts, you might have to have your elbow down in the beginning. Same thing on the other side. And then once I take care of the back of my body, I'm going to flip over. We have 2 more areas to cover. We're going to do our quadriceps. So from my knee to my hip. And again, I'm going to make sure that I get the outside of my quads as well as the middle. I do not want to come all the way onto my side. This is a common misassignment of foam rolling. A lot of people will tell you to roll your IT band. Your IT band is a tendon, is not a muscle. It will not get looser. It will always hurt, and you'll probably just inflame it. So we want to stay off that IT band. That's like the seam of your pants. We're going to stay in the middle and right on the diagonal of your thigh. From there, we're going to do adductors. So I'm going to place the foam roller next to me, same direction that I'm laying, and I'm going to throw one thigh up and over. So I'm still rolling from my knee to my hip, but now I'm rolling the inside of my thigh. 2 places you might be tight is at the very, very top of your hip where your adductor starts, or closer to your knee where your adductor attaches. I tend to be tight higher up, so I might spend a little bit more time there before I switch sides. Again, you're going to spend as much time as you need where you're sore and where your body needs it, and less time in the other places. And that is your foam rolling tutorial.